Hey guys, it's been a while since I been doing a visual novel. That used to be my thing on this channel. Anyways, it's always the same blue sky. Grant, are you going on this adventure as a male or female? Well, I am a male. So yes, I will continue as a male. I got an achievement unlocked called Mars. I got an achievement for just starting the game. I looked over the immaculate red rail of the ferry and stared into the inviting Mediterranean Sea. Oh god, now I remember my horrible reading skills on videos. Oh shit. The combined effect of the gentle breeze and the wake from the ferry gave the impression that the sea was sheathed in silk. The precious fabric was a rigid shade of turquoise, which transformed the glaring sun into 1,000 stars. Mesmerized by the lost in the abyss, I had an overwhelming desire to obtain one of these elusive glimmers of light. After spending only minutes transfixing the desire, developed into an unhealthy need that I couldn't overcome. I dutifully answered my possessor's siren call of deftly delving deep into its mysterious depths. The cool water felt divine against my mortal skin as it washed away the heat I seemed to fall forever. It was in that eurific deep blue world I caught a glimpse of her. Like a jellyfish, she floated submissively in the water with no obvious aim, no purpose. Her hair and elaborate garments danced around her in the water as if trying to coax her to life. It worked. Although she remained unmoving, she acknowledged my presence with a smile. I smiled back and she reached out towards my eyes. I instantly felt every muscle of my body relax. As she did this, as the sea green filtered that tint of the second world became more apparent along with the shimmer of the distant sun. I wondered if this was the result of her using some sort of heavenly force or merely the depletion of my sanity. Well, the glistering of her flowing hair became more prominent as my vision blurred. It was all I could focus on as my consciousness faded away. I woke sharply up right and panting heavily. I blinked, allowing a few seconds for reality to take over. An intense dream, I muttered, trying to speed up the process. I guess the last few days have been pretty full on. I collapsed back down, took a minute in my new beachside apartment. It felt alien. My eyes watered as I attempted to look past the bright light coming through my window to see what awaited me outside. Bright light, damn it. I leapt out of bed, flew frantically through the open suitcase on the floor. Mother, Christmas, 21 already. Color starts at 9 minutes. The alarm must have been muffled. I got my toothbrush and head to the bathroom, stretching a little on the way. I didn't need to turn on the light as I was already in pool, which felt bizarre as it had been snowing when I left England. I recoiled at the half-human creature that greeted me in the mirror. I unfortunately didn't have time to fully tame it. As I brushed my teeth, I caught a glimpse of the familiar bottle of pills out of the corner of my eye. It dawned on me that the last few days had been a bit of a blur. I was more than used to moving around, though, so I'd snap out of it. I decided to take an extra tablet all at the same time. I scoured the room once I hurriedly got dressed, throwing everything I laid my eyes on into my satchel. Before I legged in desperate hope I wouldn't be more than 10 minutes late. It took me an extra 5 minutes to find close to 2 as the restrictions on the map were nowhere near as straightforward as they made themselves out to be. Not being around 20 minutes later, the teacher was not impressed. I apologized and humbly introduced myself to the teacher while I felt the coldness of 40 pairs of eyes that took the glare into the back of my soul. She cut my explanation short, agitated, told me to take a seat, and without pause continued with the lecture. I turned around to face my new classmates, their expressions now ranging from boredom to disinterest, all except one. Whoa. I stepped out of my autopilot as I hit unexpected turbulence, but my hands missed the controls and I was left stunned. She was without doubt the most beautiful girl I'd ever seen. Flawlessly proportioned with an almost sparkling face, completely free of any imperfections. Although untanned, the colors in her hair gave the impression she had spent a lifetime bathing in the sun. Full of depth, it appeared radiant in the bright light that flooded through the window behind her. It provided the perfect frame for her piercing apple green eyes, which penetrated through all pretense. She had contested access to my very core, although it felt exposed. I did not feel intimidated as her warm smile comforted me amongst all the dirty looks and sniggering Pollux. I came and pushed back down to reality as I'd been standing there gloriously for a lot longer than I could have been considered socially appropriate. I felt my face flush as I sheepishly took my place in the last remaining seat, which was, guess where, right next to her, of course, terrific. I spent the rest of the day. Oh, sweet, I love it. Like this. Um, I'm gonna nervously grin whenever she looked in my direction. Okay, good job, class. I expect you to see prominently tomorrow. The teacher said, glaring at me once again. She's kind of cute. She looks better in her seat. Hi, I'm Kira. It's a pleasure to meet you. She pushed her hair behind her ears, revealing the full extent of her smile. Her full attention was focused on me, and this caught me completely off guard. As a result, I referred to a more primal species, one without the capacity for language. Are you new to the island? Still nothing. It's not a big place, and I haven't seen you around. My brain slowly started to click back into life. I decided to start with my name. Oh. Andrew. I boomed confidently, compensating from a previous silence. It's great to meet you. I just arrived here yesterday. In fact, it was a last-minute thing, so I think my brain could be lagging a little behind. I scratched the back of my head nervously. I was lucky to find an international college in such a remote place, really. I smiled awkwardly, realizing that was waffling. I guess you weren't around here. You weren't from around here. You were from England, right? I was shocked. How did you know that? Your accent, curious and chuckling low in my expression. Very glad things are picking up. I thought sarcastically I couldn't help but grin at my own instance. I tried to work out where she was from so I could continue the conversation. I was baffled. It was obvious she wasn't her local. I had lived in what seemed like every nook and cranny of the globe. I had never encountered an accent like hers before. Not that I didn't compliment her perfectly. Sitcom. If I'm honest, I really don't have an idea where you're from, which is rare for me. I guess I haven't encountered an accent like yours. It's very pretty. This island must be instilling confidence in me. I thought a little caught off guard. That's very sweet. I'm almost tempted to reveal the answer, but I think I'll keep you guessing. I have my heart down, but what was this girl doing to me? So hey, would you like someone to show you around? Well, the place I discovered so far anyway. Yeah, that'd be great if you're sure you don't mind. She smiled excitedly. Sure, I'd love to. With that, Kira turned and led the way out of the classroom. Our peers parted as she walked with purpose towards the exit. That 2D cut staggering moving. That was funny. I was starting to wonder where the hell Kira would take me after her following her through the random side roads and dark alleys for what must have been at least half an hour. She once stopped occasionally and went in front of me with more than one path, her gaze flickering wildly between them before confidently strolling down the one that seemed to lead closest to her point of origin. It was this damn, I'm tired. I shouldn't be making this video, but yeah. It was this, coupled with the signpost we had passed 4 times previously, that led me to the conclusion that we were going around in circles. I got the feeling this could be next time. I left her to it though, as I didn't mind where we were. I was joining company. I could have sworn it was this way, Kira said agitatedly, as if accusing the streets of raging overnight. How long have you lived here? I asked, tongue in cheek. Only a few months. Kira looked at me hopefully. I kept my expression blank. Long enough to know. She finished, defeated. What are the people here like? The island mentality and all that? They're friendly enough, but a little one-dimensional. Outsiders usually have more substance. I was sure to take this, but didn't have time to come to as Kira cut herself off with a sharp look to the right. You know what? I'm sure this is where I lost her bracelet the other week. Kira's feet followed her gaze, still she down on the side street, her eyes focused at different points as she described it to me. It's nothing extravagant, just a chain with shells attached, really, but it meant a lot to me. Scour the floor for it. Oh no, you don't have to. She exclaimed as I knelt down, looking into a small gap. Don't worry about it. And I was totally sincere. I could tell Kira was upset. We searched through laser good. I know about Kira's disappointment, but I seemed a little cheerer, and I was happy to have contributed. The conversation seemed to flow more freely as we continued towards our destination. So here we are then, Kira said, turning suddenly at the end of an alley. Our faces were now only inches apart. Her relaxed, soothing breath caressed my face. I was too on edge to breathe myself. The town center. As she said this, she leaned to one side, examining my expression. I felt the light she had been guarding at my face. I was good at a bustling, charming, pretty town center, modern yet quaint. She giggled, and I realized she had expected my slightly stunned reaction. I love this town. There's always a really good atmosphere. Would you like to come see my favorite stores? Yeah, sure. I said, smiling at her enthusiasm. Great, because I have impeccable taste. She tapped my nose before she turned around to lead. The side street came out roughly halfway up the steep hill in the town which situated. I squinted as we were bathed in warm sunlight, which was intensified by the large number of glass shops. It must be part of Magpie, as I was entirely seduced and constant. Cool sea breeze allowed time to take it all in. The parties of the buildings weren't constructed of glass and had traditional, almost ceramic quality to them. Kira's pace had mellowed quite drastically from the one I had accustomed to, which only served to exaggerate the relaxing air the town already secreted. We casually meandered with Kira stopping, explaining why she liked one quirky shop after the next. Pitfall Bakery was established almost 150 years ago and quickly became famous for its fruit cupcakes. I spent way too much time here. Sad face. For all the clothes here are imported from France. The shop's always full, but no one ever buys anything. Ugh. I actually have no idea what this shop is. I can only recall actually going to 2 stores, but even that seemed excessive as Kira gave me a detailed overview of their contents and history beforehand. Some of them seemed far too dramatic or unrealistic to actually be believable, such as the story behind her favorite shop, which sold exquisite glassware. Apparently, the shopkeeper's husband had gone out to sea during a ferocious storm one night and never returned. Every evening, the widow took a gas lamp to the shore, faithfully waiting on her husband's return, but always left disappointed. Until exactly 3 months after his appearance, one exquisite golden glass starfish washed up by her feet. She took this as a message from her husband, and as inspiration to learn the craft, she opened a humble store hoping that he would one day hear tell of it and return to her. I guess it's just a happy coincidence that she seemed to be doing pretty damn well out of it. Is out there were quite a few people gathered outside, which was unsurprising really. The shop itself stood out a mile over its competitors. Even though the sun was beginning to set, the shop was still sparkling wildly. The front display was filled to the brim with colored glass, which seemed intent on conquering the full spectrum. It really was mesmerizing. This is my favorite piece, Kira said, breaking a spell cast by pointing at her dazzling glass dolphin jumping out of the green-colored sea. She was leaning in, fixated on it. Her face didn't show it, but I'm sure I saw a shade of sadness in her eyes. She turned to face me, smiling warmly. Do you like milkshakes? Hell yeah. Mind reader, a milkshake is exactly what I need to help me deal with this heat. Let's do it. As it was only a few minutes to close the time, there was only one table set up. Luckily, it gave us a spectacular view of the setting sun over the rolling tide. Kira seemed quietly thrilled with her Rocky Road milkshake, which looked bigger than her head. She dived in pretty much as soon as we had sat down and drank the whole thing in around 30 seconds. I started to compete with her after she'd taken a couple glugs, but it didn't go very well as brain freeze quickly set in. You'll need more practice, I'm afraid. I try and come here most days if I can. It seems to make school days pass quicker. Here, I saved you a bit. I still have brain freeze. So, but followed through as to his face. Really good, isn't it? She unlocked the taste of the rainbow. Wow, that's weird. I could sit here all day watching the sea. A lot of people would find that mundane, but they wouldn't if they focused on the right things. She blinked as breeze caught in her hair. It whistled slightly as it traveled through the distorting buildings past us. Her eyes followed and lingered in the direction it led. Without turning back, she said in half a whispered tone, I should go. She leant over, kissed me on the cheek, and left. Her hair swayed as she disappeared into the distance. I declined. Decided to go back to town as I had seen something that caught my eye. So you're telling me she's already into me? I've been moved around my whole life, barely spending time more than a few months in one school. People usually react to the fact no pity, not necessarily expressing it vocally, but it's there in their eyes. This has always made me little sense. This has always made little sense to me, though I know no different. That's all I've ever known. It's my life. School has always been a place of purpose to me. I'm naturally inquisitive and have a strong desire to widen my pool of knowledge. That's why I have always secured a place in my local school before agreeing to relocate. For the first time I can remember, school had become more than a piece of learning for me, and for once I was eager to stay put. Then it's not hard to be charmed by the place. The school is situated on the end of a peninsula, and no matter where you were, you can hear the constant lapping of the Dokal waves. On the beach is the Dokal do Sul the Sil, not far below. The teacher and pupils work so much in the same way as any other school I've attended, yet it is all she, the Napoleon, confident acquaintance, and atmospheres will make you all seem eternally special. I've been attending for a few weeks now, and it's built up some acquaintances in that process, which helped the days pass quicker. But one person that I really cared about seemed cold, almost like she was trying to avoid me, which is strange, as she was the exact opposite outside the establishment. We spent most of our time after school together, and in fact, it became an unspoken rule that we met in the milkshake parlor. But is that what I just said? Just late night as we planned, we went crab fishing at the end of the harbor. We talked until the sun went down, but for some reason, when I ever caught her eye on the classroom, she looked away. Kira has been acting weird all day. She usually is so cheerful and full of life, but today she almost seemed absent. She had been looking out the window and fiddling with her pen all lesson, which is why I came to his no surprise when she got up and walked up towards the end. I took note of this and cut short what the teacher was saying. President's greatest temple resided in Atlantis. So when Atlantis was destroyed, Poseidon left this planet, and Warren was on Kira's mind. What was making her unhappy? Because she had family problems? Maybe it was just projecting. Then again, I couldn't recall her ever mentioning her family before. It seemed like a waste of time sitting there contemplating what was running through her mind instead of just asking her. As Kira said in a few minutes before, I left her in without a word. I found I knew where Kira would be. I found Kira sat in a collection of large, dark, uneven rocks which were located on the end of the peninsula beneath the school. They were only accessible at a very limited period each day and weren't easy to reach, but your reward was privacy and a chance to escape the school above, which was out of view due to the rocky area being a little indented onto the island. I found Kira sitting there, watching the sea massage everything around her, small amounts of spray occasionally spitting over her feet. The sky was gray and it looked like a storm could be coming, but it wasn't too cold yet. She briefly looked up and smiled at me, acknowledging my presence as I sat on the rock next to her. I rolled up on the bottom of my trousers to prevent it from getting wet and pulled my legs towards me, rested my head on my folded arms, and watched the struggling water with her. Even though nothing had been resolved, my head quickly cleared. While sitting there, after a few minutes, Kira softly said, I didn't know you had a tattoo. I like it. What's wrong, Kira? It's a giant squid, isn't it? This caught me off guard. She looked taken aback. It's obvious from the shape of the kid's face, of course, its eyes. Kira, what's wrong? I repeated. She said nothing for a minute. Is it acceptably selfish? People are inherently selfish, so therefore it is fair to be annoyed by selfish behavior. I took a minute to myself. It's a perfect cyclist. Let me help. Although people aren't usually open about it, it's unavoidable, but it's as black and white as an example. The only reason you're now looking out for me is to hope that I do the same for you. But if I said it right now that I care nothing for you and I'll never speak to you again, would you still be here? Her tone was emotionless. I took something out of my pocket before I answered. Yes. I said I pleased with the bracelet I bought that first day in her hand. This is to say thank you for showing me around and making me feel welcome. I got up to leave. Kira grabbed my hand, so I turned around and met her eyes. They were full of sincerity. I believe you. I took her hand and holstered her up. If we head back now, we can make the next class. She smiled warmly, but for some reason, it just incited the pity. She didn't let go of my hand until we reached the school. Cute. But anyways, guys, I'm ending the video here. I will see you guys tomorrow.